Koreans' power.
I think about one thing just, what can I do for this company?
In 2004, Moon So-ri starred in a movie which looked at the 1970s dictatorship from below. She and her husband, who's been press-ganged into becoming President Park's personal barber, are invited to a presidential garden party along with their son.
대통령 앞이어서 그 힘의 불평등이 이제 굉장히 격차가 크긴 하지만 사실 한국 사회에서 그렇게 파워가 있는 사람 앞에서 굽신거리거나 내지는 내가 나를 낮춰야 하는 그런 상황들은 사실 굉장히 일반적인.
아빠 이거지? 째깍째깍 두부 하모 그거 아니냐고. 야 경화 뭐해?
괜찮으세요? 예? 괜찮으십니까?
무슨 일이야?
얘가 밀어서.
다친 데는 없습니다.
경호실은 뭐 하는 거야? 전부 공기가 빠져가지고 말이야.
죄송합니다. 카카.
제가 아버지 보고 두부란 뭐라 그랬단 말이야.
저희 부모님을 포함한 그 세대들이 너무 급변하는 역사적으로 권력이 계속 바뀌고 급변하는 사회에 있다 보니 언제 변할지 모르는 어떤 권력 앞에서 조심하고 자신을 낮추어서 우리 가족을 보호하려는 그런 마음, 그런 마음에서 그런 태도들이 한국 사회에 많았다고 생각이 돼요.
South Korea's novelists have also been confronting the past. Human Acts, the most recent book by Han Kang, winner of last year's International Man Booker Prize, is particularly unflinching. It takes readers back to the horrific violence of the 1980 Gwangju uprising, when hundreds of democracy protesters, some of them school children, were cut down by the army.
When I was 12 years old, I found out a photo book which was circulated secretly, which was made by the survivors and the parents of the killed. And I was very shocked.
Stab wound slashed down from her forehead to her left eye, her cheekbone to her jaw, her left breast to her armpit, gaping gashes where the raw flesh shows through. The right side of her skull has completely caved in.
Already 30-some years has passed, so many things were just forgotten. But I felt I had to penetrate all those violent things to know the truth of the participants of that uprising. I didn't want to focus only on the human atrocity. I wanted to move on to human dignity through these corpses which were destroyed and damaged.
At a dockyard at the largest car plant in the world, Hyundai cars are being loaded for export.
In the late 1980s, South Korea began to become a democracy. And meanwhile, the economic surge kept growing and growing.
A few miles from the car factory, Hyundai runs the largest shipyard in the world.
People had more power over their lives and more money to spend.
We are only trying to trade more and invest more and buy more.
As South Korea becomes more and more successful, its culture isn't just facing the past. It's now doing something very different, building the country's international brand. And one of the biggest parts of the so-called Korean wave is K-pop. K-pop is not a million miles from Western pop music, but it's slicker, sharper, more relentless. The big production companies train their performers hours each day for years before they debut. Its dance routines smack of military precision.
Here we go.
Acts created through this intensely competitive system have become hugely popular across East Asia and beyond. K-pop has given South Korea a new visibility, something in which this small, much brutalized country takes enormous pride. I've come to the Gangnam district of Seoul to meet a man who's played an important role in helping K-pop go international. Bernie Cho, head of DFSB Collective.
So 2008-2009, we were one of the first companies in Korea to go out and do direct deals with Apple iTunes, with Spotify, with Google Play, with one goal and one goal only, to provide the most direct way for Korean artists to go worldwide.
K-pop has long since conquered Japan, and groups like EXO are now winning hearts and minds in China.
I was stunned by the fan reaction to K-pop artists in China. They had an armada of cars chasing the artist's van to the hotel, and they were just weaving back and forth like paparazzi with, instead of big cameras, their smartphone cameras. It felt dangerous.
And K-pop isn't the only way that Korean culture has been boosting its country's presence in the world. In 2003, a Korean drama series began running on Japanese television. It was an unprecedented, huge hit. Its title, Winter Sonata. When its star, Bae Young-jun, first traveled to Japan, hundreds of police were needed to hold back the thousands of fans. The series was also credited with increasing tourism to Korea, as viewers came to see the locations where the programs had been shot. The series was an unashamedly romantic love story, and it's thought to have improved negative Japanese attitudes to Korean men in particular. Considering the difficult history between the two countries, all this was pretty astonishing. The director, Yoon Suk-ho, was even honored by the Korean president for his work in bringing the two countries together. Real cultural diplomacy, soft power in action. And then, in 2012, there came Korean popular culture's biggest success yet.
He really shattered the formula of what people thought would be that breakout style, that breakout artist, that breakout moment for K-pop.
Oppan Gangnam Style.
And then they start to sing along to even the song when it's in full Korean. Definitely, it was kind of a weird experience watching, wow, is that even possible to be on a Billboard top 10 with that kind of song? And it kind of fired our nationalism as well.
Today, South Korea continues its rise. Some worry that as that happens, the country's becoming a little less willing to face the past, a little too keen to celebrate just the happy side of the story. But you only have to have seen Korean rapper Psy in action to know that his country's culture is also becoming less well-behaved.
Oppan Gangnam Style.
And other artists are breaking away from the regimentation that drove K-pop's early success and reinventing Korean pop culture all over again.
Oppan Gangnam Style.